Hey guys, John T. Phillips here, and it's only 6:22 in the morning. It's super early. I haven't done this in like over a year, before even any of the weight loss or anything. I'm going to a swap meet. Yes, a swap meet. I haven't been to one of these, this one, like I said, in over a year. I'm going to go there and see if there's any DVDs or Blu-rays or any weird toys or anything. You know, sometimes if you go there super early when it first opens, it can either be a good thing, like nothing's been bought yet, like the good stuff, or the people aren't there yet. But I feel like they're probably going to be here now. It's going to be really hot later in the day, so going here now, it's going to be a little bit cooler, not as hot. But like, I'm up now, there's nobody up in this whole neighborhood now. It's like I said, 6:22. Also, check out the link below for the information about there's going to be a remake to Blood Feast, you know, the Herschel Gordon Lewis film Blood Feast, and I'm going to be shooting a little cameo thing for the movie as well. But check out the link below to find out how you guys can help out the movie for the effects and stuff like that. Also going to have some reviews at the end of this video, and of course my update will be up, you know, as well next weekend. But anyway though, guys, let's get going and head to the swap meet and hope we can find something. Well, here we go to the swap meet. Well, we've made it to the swap meet. I, for a little while, thought I wasn't going to find it. You know, this isn't the main part. This is like the front, but it's in an old drive-in. But for a second, I thought I was not going to find this place, because for some reason, this, you know, the phone's GPS took me to this random parking lot. You know, I did it twice. Took me to this random nowhere area. You know, the totally the opposite direction of this place. So I was thinking it just was not going to happen. But I found it, and like, look, as you can see, there's like no one in the parking lot yet. So it's, you know, just open like 5 minutes ago. I got here like 7:05 or something, so there's nobody here. So let's just hope, cross your fingers, that I can find something in here, but there may be absolutely no movies or anything worth a shit at all in here. But we're gonna see, and it's experience, you know, it's just something unique and to experience. So let's head on into the swap meet. Well, it's looking pretty empty. I have a feeling this might have been a little bit too early, as you can see, but as you can see, I think I might be very, very early for this. The thing is, you know, you never know with these kind of things. You never know exactly what time they actually come out. If, you know, if they, you know, when they come right when they open, or if they come later. But like right now, it's like not a soul in this place. There's just a couple people setting up, and like lots and lots of empty booths. But we'll head around in here and see if there's anything actually out yet. Well, I'm enjoying seeing all these empty booths. But see, I don't know if these people, like, you know, come here and set up later, or if just like, I don't know what it is. I don't know. Maybe they come way later in the afternoon, but it's going to be so hot, you'd think people would be out now, but that might not be the case. This is pretty much the exciting swap meet adventure of just walking around the swap meet while you watch everybody set things up and, you know, drill tables together and things like that. But, you know, it's an experience. You know, you can't expect it to happen, you know, that it's going to happen like this. But then you get here, and I will tell you, everybody here is looking at me like I've got, you know, shit on my ears. You know, that's one thing. When you walk around with the camera, people always ask, do people look at you strange, like you're crazy? And yes, they do. But I no longer care anymore. I just sort of am so used to it. I just do it anyway, and don't worry about it. But we have found some movies. There are some tapes here. Let's see if there's anything interesting. The Razor's Edge. There's a unique painting over there. I mean, I could buy that. If I wanted to buy something, I'd buy that unique painting right there, or some of these strange, rusty tools. But regardless of the fact that it's, you know, setup time here, and you don't get here this early, note to self, don't come here this early, we did spot some VHS tapes. So yes, there was some early morning VHS tapes, and one or two were there that you don't normally always see at swap meets. You know, you normally always see Titanic and some of the same kind of stuff, but there was some different things. Well, there are actually some DVDs and stuff here. You know, the Steve-O one, which I think he doesn't even want to sell these anymore, because this is back before, you know, he changed his ways and stuff. But that's actually kind of a weird one to see. We'll see if there's anything interesting or different here. Never Ending Story, Skunk Fu, Trailer Park Boys, Notorious, Open Water. This seems to be a popular booth over here. I don't know what it is over here, but there's something popular going on over here. There seems to be popularity for these boots. I guess everybody, you know, needs a new pair of boots. I suppose you always could use a, you know, a good pair of boots. And I guess that was what everyone was huddled all around for. Look at those boots. But look at all this stuff not out. I don't know. I kind of actually won't lie. It's kind of, there's something kind of cooler about being here now when everyone's setting up around you, and it's like there's just something different about it. It's kind of, I feel like I'm like sneaking around here or something. But I'm almost like I'm not supposed to be here now, but yet it's open now. So this, you know, I'm not doing anything, you know, weird. It's just I'm the weird fool who, you know, came here early and didn't know that you don't do that. And you walk around here and have like the feel of mystery of what's underneath of these things, and you know what could be in these booths. You know, you just don't know, and that's what kind of makes it fun. It's like a secret thing of what's underneath of that Talise thing or whatever that is. You know, what could be under there? You know, what is that thing doing here? We don't know, but that's what's fun about this, is just kind of experiencing what is out and wondering what could be out if I was here at the correct time. There's like some cool like banks and stuff here, like, you know, like painted banks like the Minions and Hulk and you know, the Ninja Turtles. But these are pretty cool, like hand-painted banks and stuff like that. There may not be a lot of action here, but Scooby-Doo and the Mystery Machine, they're here. The gang is here beneath all those hoardings. Where is everybody? And I keep seeing areas where there's nothing, and I still keep going towards them. I guess just to experience them, and I don't know why I keep even bothering, but I'm doing it anyway. I just kind of feel like I might come over here and find something all of a sudden, but it doesn't seem like it's going to happen. But I'm determined to find something, but I feel like even if I came here later, I don't think anybody would be here yet. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I do remember in this booth, the one time I was here, they had a whole bunch of VHSs right there, a bunch of movies and stuff, but they don't seem to be out, and I'm kind of imagining that like inside of them, the people are like in there, like just like living in those things right now. I doubt it, but it would be weird if like I'm talking and they're like, quiet down. But I'm like, it's a swap meet. I thought you were open now. Like, no, we're not open yet. We found a few more movies here. We'll see if there's anything in it. There's a nice Sundress, You, Me, and Dupree. Gettysburg. I don't see anything that different. I do see a lot of sun damage and sun drenched things. Yeah, this one's going to Blu-ray soon from Olive Films. I saw. And what is this? Eddie Izzard. And a cacti. You gotta watch that. Despite this early time, and despite being here at the most turned down time you can come here to the swap meet, we have spotted some tapes. And now there's all this area. And I'm just gonna walk through it, but I don't think there's anything in any of this. In this whole area back here, I don't think there's anything. But I'm just gonna walk in it anyway, and just to see, in case there could be one random person in one of these spots. I don't think it's gonna happen, but we're gonna look. Hello? Is there anybody in this swap meet? Hello? I have like a vibe when I'm walking around here of like the hills have eyes. Like all of a sudden you're gonna see like a weird light reflect, and there'll be something strange going on down these ways. And I actually think when I was looking and doing my surveying of the land out here, for a minute I walked by and I saw like a thing. It was my reflection, and I got almost scared shitless because I saw a reflection in that mirror there. It was like a trick. But I actually, when I was surveying the land out here, because it's what it's like out here is the land, I believe I saw some random person down here hammering and nailing something up. So there is someone down this way who we would have missed if we didn't walk down this way. See, there's somebody up there setting something up. We would have missed this if we did not walk this way. Well, hello everyone, and welcome to my shop at the swap meet. I'm here selling, I'm not exactly sure because it's a ghost town here, but I'm selling something at the swap meet, so come on over and buy it. But I love, you can see these old drive-in, things still set up here. But they haven't had a drive-in in here in years, at least as far as I ever know. They might actually, I don't know if they're ever show anything here or not, but it is kind of cool to see this kind of stuff out here. But it seems like I thought, out here, there is nothing except that one guy setting up, which is too bad, because who knows, maybe later in the day this will all fill up. Well, I thought this video was over, but I discovered back there is a farmer's market, which I've never seen, never been to, never been up for. So we're going to head into this farmer's market, see if there's anything unique, just to see it, to actually see some human contact in this video. Some human contact at the farmer's market. Let's see what it's like in here. I've never in my life been awake for this once. To be honest with you guys, I have not even gone to sleep yet. I've been up watching stuff last night, you know, watching movies and stuff, watching some of the things you're going to see at the end of this video. So I haven't actually gone up to the bed yet, but I've actually, first time I've ever been up to see this. So it's actually unique to actually be up and to actually see, you know, people selling jams and unique cheese and unique eggs and some kind of, you know, smoking things for, like, you know, smoking on grills, all kinds of stuff. There's even some kind of like ice popsicle trays back there. It's actually nice to walk around somewhere and actually see some people. You know, I was in a ghost town, you know, a ghost swap meet in a land of ghosts, where you saw some random ghosts just there walking around selling weird old VHS tapes. But now I'm here and, you know, a turned up event, you know, there's actually people here, you know, and there's all kinds of unique corns. There's actually some unique nice stuff here and some unique positive smells here, like of stuff you could actually go and make. And, you know, things that someone like me can eat. You know, there's some stuff though you have to avoid, like those nuts and stuff, because it would be a gallstone attack from the fat of the nuts. But, you know, I actually, there's some pretty good looking strawberries and stuff back there. See, with a lot of different stuff. When we started the voyage, there was just me and you. This music back here kind of reminds me of that movie Cage Terror, if anyone's ever seen that. Like that song they sing in that horror movie Cage Terror. Just kind of reminds me a little bit of that. And a little bit of like the Wicker Man singing. I like that kind of like really old school singing. Like they stepped out of the 70s back there. And they got like some unique like Spitfire like chicken and stuff cooking here. It's actually a pretty nice farmer's market. Like I said, I've never been to this one. They have some unique stuff in here. Well, guys, that's all for this video, looking at, you know, the swap meet and taking a little walk around this farmer's market out here. But anyway, though, guys, now stay tuned for some DVD and Blu-ray reviews right now. And thanks again for watching and subscribing. And the first one I got from Arrow Video US is Stray Cat Rock, which is a, you know, early exploitation films from Japan, you know, from 70 and 71. It has on here Delinquent Girl Boss, Wild Jumbo, Sex Hunter, Machine Animal, and Beat 71. But this is, you know, for all, like I said, early Japanese exploitation films about a girl gang of movies, you know, going around with different kind of villains and things like that, you know, when they are fighting off other gangs and things like that. But it's definitely the movies, too, that inspired Quentin Tarantino with his kind of movies, especially with Kill Bill. It's also, like I said, since it's before, you know, like the early 70s, it's before the Pam Grier films, and especially before like Switchblade Sisters and all those kind of movies that had that kind of other girl gang kind of things. This is definitely the movie that inspired those kind of movies, the Jack Hill films. But in here is a little look inside the booklet, some of the pictures that are inside, pictures of the girl gang and things like that in here. But very cool, you know, good new transfers on all these films. Also has brand new, you know, English subtitles, as well as, you know, interviews with the director and a number of the surviving cast members from the films. But like I said, if you're into, you know, early exploitation films, movies like Kill Bill and that kind of vibe movie, I would definitely recommend checking this one out. And, you know, Our Video always does an amazing job with their releases. The next one I got from, you know, Universal is a movie that Alan Rickman actually directed. You know, he normally just acts in them. He acts in this one as well, and it's A Little Chaos. It was actually a pretty cool movie. It's, you know, a period piece movie about Kate Winslet, who ends up getting this job she basically is kind of out of her element a little bit. She's kind of lives in a kind of smaller area where she doesn't really have a ton of money, but she gets luckily called in to design this, you know, elaborate garden for the king, you know, with all kinds of fountains and big trees and all kinds of stuff. And she has kind of like a budget and how she's going to do it. And it's kind of her going in there and trying to design this thing. Of course, though, she's there. People at first are not listening to her. She's going to have to figure out how she's going to get them to actually listen to her and help her do this and help her get this done. Because if she fails, she's going to look terrible for the king, and the whole thing isn't going to be good. And she also knows, too, it's, you know, and also everyone else is relying on her as well to make this work. And because they have all these kind of things, they have to figure out how they're going to get the fountain to recirculate the water. She also starts falling in love with the guy that she's working for. But a really pretty good period piece. One you definitely watch, too, more for the performances and more for the acting. And no features on that one, though. The next one from Warner Brothers is The Water Diviner, which is directed by Russell Crowe, which is his first film that he's directed, or first feature that he's directed. And the movie's basically about the war. It's like a war in, I think it's in Turkey in 1919. And in the movie, his sons all have gone away to war, and the war is over, and he kind of he's he's pretty much believes that the sons have all died, or that's what everyone is saying to him, is that the sons have died, but he doesn't know for certain if they have. And he his wife is all depressed about it, and she ends up taking her life in the lake by her house, and he wants to go out to Turkey and actually see if he can find the sons and see if they are alive, and if he can find their bodies, because he believes they should be buried with his wife. It's a pretty depressing concept, but he goes out there, tries to retrace where the sons were, see if he can figure out if they're alive or not, and go to the battlegrounds, talk to people who were there. And he also starts to fall in love with this woman that he's staying in her hotel. It was actually a pretty cool movie, pretty well acted too, and well directed. I definitely like to see him do more directing wise, but it has on here the making of The Water Diviner, as well as a feature on the battles as well, the real batters. And the next one from Alchemy is Strangerland, this was okay. It stars Nicole Kidman, and it's all set out in the Australian outback, and she's moved with her family out to the middle of nowhere in Australia, in this really small town where everybody kind of knows each other. And, they kind of trying to figure out exactly why they're out there. She doesn't really, her husband is kind of weird. He's really mad at the daughter about something. And there's all kinds of weird themes going on and odd stuff you're finding out about this family. But basically, the one day, both the kids end up going missing. The one daughter has done this before, run away, but normally it's just her, but this time the son's there as well. And the movie's kind of them trying to figure out where they are with the police, and figuring out if they can find the clues together, and if they were kidnapped or what happened. Because right at the same day they went missing, hours later, there's this huge dust storm, and that's essentially what it is the movie about trying to figure it out, also finding out all these weird things about the family, and odd stuff that was going on. That's essentially what it was. The next one from Uncorked Entertainment, released through E1, is the Danny Trejo, Vinnie Jones movie Reaper. This was actually a pretty cool movie. A cool cover on this one as well. And this movie is basically about this one girl who is going around trying to kind of travel across the country, because she has to try and get some money because of something with her father going on. And she's basically going around and getting in cars, hitchhiking, and basically ripping off money from the people. Either, they go in the gas station to get something, she ends up stealing the wallet, or she lures them back to hotels and things like that. But of course, in the beginning of the movie, you find out that there's this criminal who was electrocuted, but ends up not dying and ends up escaping afterwards. It's kind of like in Ernest Goes to Jail. Ernest gets electrocuted and still alive, but it's kind of like in this, the guy is so electrocuted, and if it's a spirit or what it is. But basically, she takes Jake Busey's character back to this hotel and ends up stealing his money. And then right afterwards, you see somebody go in there and kill him. You don't exactly know who it is. I thought the beginning of the movie was the best part, but of course she gets away with the money, and then she ends up meeting these other characters, Vinnie Jones and stuff in the towns around there, who are all criminals as well. And of course, she ends up back at the same hotel somehow. And it's kind of like this character is coming after them. They're all in there trying to have to fight and survive the night. It was actually okay, though. The next one from Strand Releasing, this is one that I remembered seeing years ago. Always used to watch this, like when it first came out. I used to see it on HBO a lot. This is also the first movie with Amy Adams. I believe it's her first feature film. This is Psycho Beach Party, and it stars Lauren Ambrose, who was in 6 Feet Under, and Can't Hardly Wait. And it's, like I said, it's Psycho Beach Party, a really fun sort of spoof parody of the beach movies from the 50s, 60s, and 70s. Kind of like the Gidget, and then the ones, like Back to the Beach and those kind of things, even though Back to the Beach was more of a spoof of the Frankie and Annette ones, because they were in that as well, but kind of parodied them a bit. But of course, though, it's Lauren Ambrose's character who wants to surf, and it's like kind of like the guys are like, oh, we're not going to help you. This is the thing only guys can do. They can surf. And she's kind of got like a bipolar problem, and she flips out all of a sudden if you don't do what she wants. And it was actually a fun movie, though. But of course, people are getting killed off on this beach and dying, and you're not knowing if it's her who did it or who's doing it. And it's kind of like the Beach Party movie, like this typical kind of one, but with some weird, quirky elements, and then people dying off on the beach. And it has on here a commentary track with the director, as well as a music video. But a really, really fun movie, and a really good new transfer on it. The last one I just wanted to mention as well is from Green Apple releasing, and it's a movie that I have a fun little cameo thing in. A couple of different times I pop in the movie on the TV, and the movie's called Kung Fu and Titties, and yes, that's what it's called, because the one character is called that. But it's basically about this guy who's like a Kung Fu kind of guy, and his girlfriend ends up getting taken by this guy who's obsessed with, you know, boobs and things like that, and because of the, you know, the land of boobs, and he kidnaps women, and it's just sort of obsessed with him, this old man, and he has to go there and try and find her in this other galaxy, and, you know, I'm in the movie, like, talking to the girls that are kidnapped on TV, saying, you gotta do this, and you gotta do that. It's just a fun, ridiculous movie, but I want to let you guys know that it was out, and if you guys were interested in checking it out. And Bronson Picard, you know, who was in, you know, Perfect Strangers in this movie. But anyway, though, guys, that's all for this video, and I'll see you guys later.